Good.
So, Billy Mack.
Yep. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too.
And thanks for doing an interview with you to this.
Of course.
We'd like to emphasize, the area, local people who are doing things that are important, things that are nice, keeping style, keeping flavor on more than one level. Obviously, and music. So, tell us a little about yourself.
All right. So my name is Billy Mack. I grew up about an hour north of here in Stroudsburg. Lived in Bethlehem a little bit in the past. Left and traveled for a couple of years playing music. Lived down in Oregon for a bit. Spent some time in South Dakota where I first got into coffee houses.
Wow.
But then I traveled for a couple of years and moved back to Allentown and met up with the folks at the gallery, and now I'm running the coffee shop.
Wow. You've been around the country all the way?
Yeah.
What, the Portland area?
Yeah, I lived in Portland for about half a year.
Wow. And what brought you up there?
A mix of having a really good friend out there, a former bandmate of mine moved out there, but also I'm sort of an urban planning nerd, and they have a lot of really cool urban planning codes going on there. And I wanted to live somewhere that did all the things this is how city should be. And, yeah. So
when I look at this place, I'm like, this definitely has influence in Portland, maybe Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Not so hipster, whatever, Williamsburg, whatever, but you definitely have a good flavor here.
Thank you.
So I can see where that comes from.
Yeah.
So you've been to South Dakota, you said that's where you got your coffee house inspiration.
I spent a year out there. I used to go on tour with my band. At least I go cross country once a year, and there was a coffee shop in Aberdeen, South Dakota that we'd always play at. And after I played there about 3 or 4 times, I had become friends with all the people that ran it, and they were looking for some help starting up a nonprofit. And they invited me to come out and work for them, and I moved out there.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
29.
29, oh, you're still pretty young.
Yeah.
Hey,
Joyce.
But in your years, what made you think that you would end up here?
In Allentown?
Yeah, back in Allentown, in the Lehigh Valley area.
Well, I met my girlfriend out here, and we played a concert together. And that's sort of how I ended up out here. And she lived in Coopersburg, but the last time I lived in the valley, I was like, Allentown. It's it's a city. It's got an urban core, and I always liked that. So
big base, university. The city, always the city.
Yeah.
I grew up blocking here.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
On the east side, but I always noticed the area was always diverse. If you look for it enough.
Yeah,
that's why I started blogging.
Everything here,
Yeah. This whole gallery, pretty much just incorporates everything that Allentown has to offer, which is nice. But
Sure.
So we talked about your past.
Yep.
And where you're from. Tell us how you ended up here.
All right. So I ended up in this building doing this coffee shop. It was sort of a bizarre series of events. I moved here. And I, like I was saying, I was really into place and sort of urban planning, so I saw the whole Allentown branding itself as a city without limits going on, and I decided to have some fun with that, and I wrote a song called the City Without Limits theme song, which was sort of jokingly a very personal song. The whole thing was I moved to Allentown, so it was my story, but I called it the City Without Limits theme song, and ended up throwing it out there before I recorded it. I was like, if anyone wants to play this song, here are the chords, here are the lyrics, do whatever you want with it and send it to me. And I ended up with 95 versions of the song.
Nice. Is that on SoundCloud?
It's on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp? Okay,
Yeah.
so people can find it on Bandcamp.
Yeah, all with mine it's 96.
Oh, nice.
So at this point, I had all these people looking at my Facebook because I had 95 different people sharing this, and I'm like, all right, well now's the time to let people know I want to open up a coffee shop. So I got someone to cut up the little Allentown A logo and make a coffee cup out of it, and I made a Facebook page called Coffee House Without Limits, and I think the first post was, we don't exist yet, but we really want to.
I saw it.
Yeah.
And I was waiting, I would come to the gallery, it's open, and I spoke to Ashley, and she was like, hey, go over there, she'll make you a coffee, the shop's not open.
Yeah.
There's no shop.
Yeah,
there's
just
a name,
pop up
and there's coffee.
Well, at first it didn't even have a location.
Yeah.
Like, I had the page for a couple months, and it got all these likes, so the coffee roaster hit me up, and like, where are you? Do you have coffee? Or I was like, so I met up with them, and...
Who's your roaster?
Monocacy Coffee out of Bethlehem.
Okay.
And, so the gallery posted on their Facebook that they were looking to open a coffee shop, so immediately, like, 6 people sent them my way, and 6 people sent me their way, and we met up and we shook hands. I talked about like how I wanted it to be a community space, late hours, all that stuff. And so I've been coming here for shows for a while, and I always liked that they had like a really diverse community. Like you'd go to a show that was like a punk show, but wouldn't be all like punks there. Like you had like a really sort of open door going on, and that's a goal of mine, you know. So. Yeah, it took me about 10 months of navigating City Hall and fundraising and working with contractors and all that, and then it opened up in January.
Yeah, so it was about 8 months process?
10 months.
10 months?
Yeah, my first trip to City Hall was in April. I made the Facebook page in February of last year.
Well, you've come a long way. The place is looking pretty snazzy. I like the vibe.
Thank you.
So, when you finally opened your door, how did you feel?
Felt good. I'd grown impatient with waiting. There was that big 3 foot of snow blizzard. I opened it a day after that. Trudged over here. I lived 5 blocks away, so I was carrying things because we couldn't drive. I just carried everything over here, opened the door, and let people trickle in. And it was great. It was really cool. Just like
it doesn't seem like that long ago. We had that snowstorm, and looking at this place, it's like it's established. It's happening. It doesn't look like you're going anywhere soon.
No, my plan is to stay here. I like where I am. And then I'm just trying to get as many musicians, poets, and performers to all come in and display all the artists I can up on the wall, and just like get people to know, like, hey, if you want to do something, you can come here and you can do it.
No, I really think you're a vital part of the gallery as a whole, of the whole cigar factory. Like, it's a nice little, just like nonchalant. As soon as you come to the corner, you see the coffee house.
Yeah.
And then you get the gallery, you get your different studios going on.
Yeah.
And everyone working, doing productive things and organizing. They can see what's really going on.
Yeah.
And, is that what you saw? What would happen?
I thought that the gallery needed to have more regular hours. Like they're open when there's events, but like for people who aren't already in the know, like you just go by this building and sometimes you'll see people and sometimes you won't. So I figured me being here and being here 5 days a week, like people could come in, and so many people just walked in and gone to the gallery and seen it for the first time.
So what do you have going on here at the coffee shop in Allentown as far as entertainment goes, as far as food and drinks goes?
So for entertainment, I have a bunch of regular reoccurring events. I've got a no mic open mic, which is an open mic with no microphone, and it's all originals, no covers, poetry, spoken word, performance art, music, you name it. And I've got a poetry workshop, 5 to 7 every Wednesday. It's just poets come in and they share their work. They take turns reading each other's work. They do rating exercises. I've got a jazz workshop once a month. I've got a book club sponsored by Renew LV every third Saturday. Is it third or second Saturday? Second Saturday.
Smart Growth.
Yes, Smart. Smart Growth Book Discussion Club. Got. What else do I want on the regular? I just have touring musicians come through, and whenever they hit me up, I set up a show.
Nice.
In April, I've got 5 or 6 different concerts coming up.
Wow. So where do you promote your concerts and venues?
I've got a website that I update fairly frequently. It's just coffeehouse.limits.com, and Facebook is my biggest one, though. That's definitely what stays the most updated. And I also print calendars that cover both the coffee house and the alternative gallery, and I just have them for free here if people want to come in and grab them.
Good.
As far as food.
As far as food, coffee house. So now you see roasting company.
Yeah, they're my coffee roasters. I work with 2 different local bakers. Melanie Lino, she's Bakes is made by Lino, and Sweet Dough, which is vegan donuts, and I've been getting vegan cookies too. They do all sorts of like really clever flavor combinations. The donuts I get just every week, it's completely different. And I have vegan sandwiches and salads from Celine, which is a wholesaler that's 5 blocks away from here, and they use like all natural, real simple ingredients. And they mostly sell like in Philadelphia and New York City, but they're 5 blocks away here. So
close.
as well. If I'm running low on food, I send them an email, and 3 hours later I hop on my bike and go pick it up. A3 soda.
Do you have the logos posted? Like buy food?
It's pre-packaged, so the logos are on the sandwiches, but I've been thinking about putting like the logos up in the window of all the different local producers I use, but I try to do as much local food and drink as possible.
Yeah, that's good.
And I've got, we have Valley Kombucha just got their business license, so I've got local kombucha.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds good. And your drinks, you said A3 soda, you got yours.
And
several brews, you have teas.
we have teas, 8 different loose leaf teas right now. And I've got an espresso machine, so I can do the full line of espresso drinks, the lattes, the cappuccinos, the macchiatos, flavors, all that.
That seems like you do it just on time with that beast over there.
Yeah.
How'd you come across your equipment?
A lot of my equipment and furniture was, I either had it donated or I did lots of fundraising and just sort of looked around and shopped around for whatever I could. There was definitely a grassroots budget operation getting it started. About a year and a half before I started working on the shop, all I owned was a backpack. So it was definitely every time I got a new piece of City Hall, found a new piece of equipment I needed, like, all right, let's have a fundraising show. I put out compilation CDs and cassette tapes to raise money. And
Keep it trendy, you know?
Yeah.
So what are you planning for the future for the coffee house without limits?
All right. Well, I basically, since my mornings are still a little slow, I sit here all morning planning and plotting. But yeah, I'm hoping like in the future it just becomes a place where people come to have chance meetings, to work on projects. I'm hoping that it just sort of becomes known as a space that you can go if you want to just be in a creative and encouraging atmosphere, and that it sort of becomes a place where lots of artists like to hang their first piece of art, see their first performance.
There's lots of art, you can see it moving from the walls literally.
Yeah, a lot of the people that are on the wall right now, it's their first show ever that they've been in. That's like something that I'm really passionate about. I used to host an open mic and do and help. I was on the art gallery committee up in Stroudsburg, and like my big thing was like getting people on the stage for the first time and making it like easy to do, you know, and not making it cost any money to do it. Because I know what it's like to be a broke artist.
Art is expensive.
Yeah.
So, it's a painting, you know, it's a piece of paper, but that's $39 canvas, you know, just the red is like $9 for a tube this big. It's like,
And you're not even putting a price on the time at that point. So, like, you know, I know that people who like haven't made their name, so to speak, yet, that they're just doing it out of love, you know, and that's
getting content out there, getting the appreciation out there. So you have Wi-Fi in the shop, right?
Yeah, free Wi-Fi.
We just come in and chill out, get some more coffee, some coffee.
Yeah.
Just cookies.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just hope to keep building on what's already been happening and just like make it so like people know they can like whatever type of art they want to do, like as long as it's not done from like a hateful place is welcome here, you know, it's like positive space. And I try to keep everything as affordable as possible.
breathing down Crenshaw and a motherfucking 6'4". Come on, say that shit like you believe it, man. Like it's your word, still that shit. You stop playing around, loosen the fuck up. There you go.